Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 3 preview between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with Kansas City.
When you look at the Chiefs so far this season, both sides of the line of scrimmage have played exceptionally well, in particular the guards as well as the defensive line. Now on offense, they have to take chances in the passing game. You don't want to cripple your own offensive attack. Take shots deep down the field to loosen up that box for Jamal Charles. And in the passing game, I will go with the post-up football approach with Dwayne Bowe, Anthony Fasano, and try to work Junior Hemingway in the passing game. All are big-body guys that can wall off defenders. Now defensively, the linebacker play is going to be huge versus Philadelphia. You can't overread the run. You're athletic enough to slow play the running game, but if you're going to slow play it, you have to make sure you get off blocks in order to slow down what Philly wants to do running the football. Now let's move over to the Eagles in this ball game, and I would speed it up to slow it down. Speed to the line of scrimmage, get set, and wait till about 3 to 2 seconds on the play clock before you snap the football, just to give that defense a break. You don't want to put those guys back on the field because of your up-tempo offense. And speaking of that offense, it's far from the problem right now in Philly. But this week versus Kansas City, instead of a horizontal game, which the Eagles usually have, I would make it a vertical game. They do have a speed and athleticism advantage on the offensive side of football. Make it a vertical game, and they can have some success. And the defense has to get off the field. Third down defense and red zone defense right now is an issue for Philadelphia, and they have to do a better job. And they have to be able to get penetration and pressure without blitzing. Right now, their front three is struggling to get pushed, and that's going to have to change this week versus Kansas City. Now let's take a look at some X's and O's inside the lab for this week's matchup.
I believe the Kansas City Chiefs can have some success in a running game this week versus the Philadelphia Eagles by getting them inside. The inside zone play is one of my favorite plays to run versus a 3-4 defense because of the natural bubbles that are in a 3-4 defense. I'm going to step out the way and show you what we have drawn up here. And we have your basic inside zone play versus a 30 front. And sometimes the Eagles like to go in a 30 tight eagle. The eagle look is where you have this nose tackle shaded to either side of the center. Now, how they usually block it up, what you're going to do, you're going to have the play side tackle in this base front. Every backer that's circled is the Mike backer that we've declared. So the play side tackle, his job, if he's covered, he has a base block. He's going to make an Okie call for a zone step toward the declared Mike. So he's going to take the zone step. He's going to work up to get this Mike backer. The play side guard's job, if he's uncovered, if the tackle is uncovered, he's going to have a zone step with the tight end to the first linebacker pass the declared call. So if this guy is uncovered, he's going to work to get this backer here. Now the play side guard's job, if he's covered, he has a base block uncovered, Okie zone with the tackle to the declared Mike. So you have these two guys comboing this 5 technique, working up to the Mike backer. You also have the center. His job, if he's covered, base block uncovered, middle call, zone with the guard to declare. So you see that here where he's uncovered technically, and he's going to make that zone step inside to the declared Mike. So this is the declared Mike, zone step left, combo block that nose that's shaded, and get up there to the second level and get the Mike backer block. Now, the backside guard's job, if he's covered, zone step to the first linebacker past the declared Mike. So he's zoning step. Here, his job is to get this backside backer block. If he's uncovered, he's going to make an Okie call with the center to the declared Mike. Same rules apply here. You see that drawn up in his eagle front. Now, the backside tackle, his job, if he's covered, base block uncovered, he's going to scoop to the first linebacker past the declared, which will be here. So you see how basically in your basic front, the natural bubbles are inside. So the inside zone definitely works. And if you run it weak side, you can see the same rules apply. Now, the running back is most important. His landmark is the inside leg of the tackle. He's shooting for this inside leg. He's going to have to chase the inside leg, sprint to it. Why? Because you're trying to get the backers to flow with you to the right. Alex Smith opens up. Running back is chasing the inside leg of the tackle, and his read is the first defensive lineman past the center. So in this base defense, the 3-4 defense, his read is this 5 technique. Now, if this guy slams inside, naturally he's going to either cut it back across the grain or bounce it outside or hit it up in the 6 hole. But if this guy is getting blocked back into the second level, or if he's penetrating in that 6 hole, where's the hole? Bang, cut it back right inside. And when you have a back like Jamal Charles, you can have a lot of success hitting those quick hitters. And that's why I think the Kansas City Chiefs should run the inside zone anytime they see these guys in either an eagle look or their base 3-4, because right now the Eagles are having trouble firing off the football with their front three. And I think the inside zone could lead to big plays downfield in a running game for Jamal Charles. The Philadelphia Eagles have to make sure they get pressure on Alex Smith, and a lot of times he may have to blitz to get pressure. And here's a strong side blitz that's 4 under coverage, 3 deep coverage, but it shows pre-snap cover 2 and how they can effectively zone blitz Alex Smith to box him in. If they can box him in, they can force him into a quick read, quick decision, or even a sack, and that's how they can get off the football field. So right here we're going to have pre-snap look cover 2. So everything shows cover 2 to Alex Smith pre-snap, and what the strong safety's job is, he's showing cover 2 pre-snap, and as the cadence progresses, he's going to walk over in position over the wide receiver because he has deep third responsibility. Just like the free safety, he's going to work, try to replace where the strong safety was, just get aligned with the center. He has deep third coverage. Why? Because what we have the strong side corner doing as the cadence is starting to wind down, he's creeping toward the line. Boom, he's shooting over. He's a contained blitzer, but he's also blitzing on front side, trying to create a big play. So now what we have set up everywhere else, we have the backer. Strong side backers lined up in a 9 technique. He plays a 9 technique versus run, drops to his curl out responsibility versus pass. We have the 5 technique here playing the 5. He's playing the contain versus the run and also contain versus the pass. So he's just getting up the field. Now we have the strong side inside backer. His job right here, he's going to show blitz. And versus the run, he's securing this B gap right here. But when they drop back to pass, he has the hook the curl responsibility. Now we have the nose tackle's job. We're going to get creative with the nose. His job is to play the 0 tech versus the run and drop into the weak hook the curl versus the pass. Look at Dontari Poe dropping back in the weak hook the curl coverage right here. Now we're going to have the weak side inside, the weak inside linebacker. His job is to push the outside shoulder of that tackle. He's playing contain versus the run, and if the quarterback is going this way, he's chasing as well. So we're blitzing the inside linebacker weak side. Now we have the 5 technique, crossing the face of the tackle into the B gap, securing that B gap, and we have the weak side linebacker here. His job is basically to drop back in his hook to curl coverage. So, curl out coverage. Now we have the weak side corner. He's showing cover 2, right pre-snap. But as the snap of the ball, as the cadence start to wind down, he's getting in position so that way he can cover his deep third. So you see how we're protected on the back end. Everyone has a third. We have 4 guys in underneath coverage with Dontari Poe dropping back in the weak hook the curl. The weak curl out coverage, or hook the curl coverage, I'm sorry. And so we're still sending guys on the quarterback, containing him, boxing him in with 1, 2, 3, 4 rushers, keeping Alex Smith boxed in, hopefully trying to draw a quick throw here where the linebacker can make a play. So that's how the Eagles can create pressure while also protecting themselves on the back end.
Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For Kansas City, you want to anchor on that defensive line. The Eagles love to make the D-line go horizontal, left to right, try to wear you out and take advantage of the angles. You have to anchor down, force them to go downhill. Offensively, you want to stay in 3 wide receiver sets. You want to widen out that Eagles defense, and that way Alex Smith can make plays in the passing game and also create those opportunities for that inside running attack. You want to move Dwayne Bowe around the formation. You want to frustrate that Eagles secondary, force them to identify and align themselves properly, and that right there can create that half a second of chaos that's needed to gain a step on the defense. And for the Eagles in this matchup, you want to stop the guards in their tracks. The Kansas City Chiefs love to put those guards on the move, stop those guys in the tracks, meet them in the hole, and that bottles up the running game. And you want to watch the formations and not the personnel. Andy Reid is a master of disguise with the formations, so always keep an eye on where guys are aligned, because 9 times out of 10 that can tip off to where they're going, that play. And you want to make it a track meet. I talked about it before. You have the speed and athleticism advantage. Use it to your advantage and exploit those matchups when the opportunities present themselves. The X factor for the Chiefs will be their interior offensive line. They played great football so far this season and are going against a defensive front in Philadelphia that struggles to get penetration and push. And they're going to have to continue that excellent play in order for that Chiefs offense to continue to move the football down the field. The X factor for the Eagles will be their secondary. They've struggled so far this season. They have to communicate better, and one team that does a lot with formations is the Kansas City Chiefs. So you really have to understand your assignment, your alignment, and your execution has to be flawless. I like Kansas City in this ballgame. Defensively, they play fast, and their front three and that 3-4 defense has been phenomenal so far this season with Don Terry Poe, Tyson Jackson, and company. They're going to have to keep up that level of play, but I like what I've seen so far, and I think right now they do have the corners to match up one-on-one with the Eagles wide receivers, and offensively, I think they'll keep the Eagles offense off the field with the ground game, Jamal Charles, and those interior offensive linemen with the inside zone plays that we talked about inside the lab. So look for the Chiefs to come away victorious. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Chief fan forums and Eagle fan forums for always showing football game plan support.